You can teach reading in a way that makes reading a drudgery and makes a child feel like a failure. Or you can teach exactly the same child in a way that inspires a lifelong love of reading. In terms of lifelong success, the latter turns out to be absolutely priceless, the love of reading. It's our choice. No national curriculum, no NAPLAN forces us to teach in one way rather than another. Just because there's a stress on accountability, it doesn't mean you have to teach in an old-fashioned chalk and talk, listen to me and believe what I say kind of way. You can teach art in a way that kills creativity if you try. You can teach English in a way that creates a slapdash attitude to your work. You can teach science in a way that saps curiosity. You can teach mathematics in a way that cultivates a fear of being wrong. History in a way that breeds a narrow or bigoted view of other peoples and other cultures. Or you can do the reverse of all of those. And it's that we're trying to do through Results Plus. It's the little things that make up a culture that swing it one way rather than another. Yes, we can talk about these things in the classroom, but it's actually the medium is the message. It's the way we do lots of little things. For example, do you encourage children to think about how they can improve what they've done, spot their own mistakes and fix them? Can you teach them to enjoy making several drafts and improving as they go along? Are you helping children learn how to give each other feedback in a respectful and supportive way, to take pride in the performance of the whole class, so that the rising tide floats all the boats? Or are you ranking them and grading them and teaching them to be narrowly competitive? That's our choice. Do you have a wonder wall in your classroom where the children are invited to post their own questions? Even a little thing like that encourages the children's own curiosity, whereas traditional teaching sometimes shows them, tells them very powerfully that their own curiosity has no place in the classroom. They're there to learn answers to other people's questions, not their own. Do you teach them to rub out their mistakes as quickly as possible, to pretend that it never happened? Or do you teach them to treat mistakes as absolutely necessary stages on the way towards greater competence? Ban erasers from your classroom and see what a difference it makes. Do you ask good open questions to your children, give them time to think and talk, and then pick children at random to offer their thoughts about the question? This encourages much more engagement in the children. Some of them won't like it to start with, but they're not there to like everything you do. They're there to have their habits and their knowledge stretched and expanded. That's our job. Do you encourage them to research and come back with more questions? Or do you teach them that there's only one right answer which they have to learn? If you're not sure what good open-ended questions look like, I just recently Googled teachers open-ended questions. You'll get lots of information about how to do this in a very easy, practical kind of way. Do you make sure that your classroom is a no put-down zone for everyone, that nobody ever puts down a student for venturing an idea that isn't right? Do you do that sometimes when you're not thinking or when you're tired? We need to be on our guard about that. Do you get the students to learn how to be their own first marker, to learn to self-evaluate, to become more interested in the process of diagnosing and evaluating their own products and seeing if they can improve it before they give it to you? Do you have a safe place where children can leave work in progress and come back to it? Because that evolving excellence over time is a very powerful incubator of the kinds of learning habits that are going to serve children well later on in life. Does our way of writing reports, or of tidying up classrooms, or of giving access to the library, or of using technology, do these make the students more dependent or more independent? If we keep looking and asking these questions, then we can always keep finding little ways, small experiments, tiny little risks, which might say, let's just try and see if the students might be able to manage this for themselves. There's no shortage of ideas out there, about little ways in which we can tweak what we're doing in classrooms so that the children gradually become more adventurous, more independent, more imaginative, better at collaborating, more enjoying of the process of improving their own work. Just take a little thing and try it tomorrow or on Monday or the next time you see your class.